Today's video was going to be something different initially. I had planned to do a recap of the first 3 Outlander books for you guys. You are welcome, but I ran out of time to do it because I'm hurrying through life. So you can look forward to that in future weeks. But today we're going to be doing a review of one of the best books that came out this year, The Shadow of the Fox. Hi guys, my name is Kirsty and welcome to Upside Down Books. As I said, we're going to be reviewing that book today and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. Julie Kagawa is one of my favourite and most popular YA authors, I would say. She was the author that wrote the Iron Face series, which a lot of people liked maybe about 8 years or so ago when they all started coming out. There's still books coming out in that series now, or just finished coming out. And then she wrote Talon. Talon was not so great. My opinion of her writing abilities took a steady decline down a slippery slope because Talon was just a little bit immature, the writing was a bit and the story was very disappointing considering how much I love dragons. It just didn't quite hit the mark. So when she came out with Shadow of the Fox, I got really excited because despite that, my love of the Iron Face series will always make me think that I need to read every single one of Kagawa's books. So I hopped straight onto the internet and I emailed HarperCollins to see if they would bless me with a copy, if they would be so kind to let me review one of their books about 2 weeks before it was due to come out, and much to my surprise, they said yes. So here I am with my review copy, thank you HarperCollins, and I'm going to tell you all about why you have to read this book. Guys, it was so good. I ended up rating it a 5 out of 5 stars, and I put it on my all-time favourite list for 2018. And if you don't know what that list is, because you probably don't, I'm probably the only one who's familiar with it, I'll leave a link to my Goodreads page below so that you can see what other books have made my all-time favourite lists forever. Shadow of the Fox was published this year. It came out in October. It is still October, I hope, by the time I get this up. So it's a nice fresh off the press release and it is a fantasy YA novel. Julie Kagawa, as I've said, has written 2 other series before and this is definitely a step up. This has got a lot more sophistication happening to the writing, a lot more research, detail, care and intrigue put into the plot and the characters and the setting, and I love it. It is Japanese inspired. I want to say Japanese mythology, but I am not Japanese and I don't know anything about Japan or Japan's culture, so I really am not the best advocate to be analysing these details. But guys, we're talking samurais and dragons here. I was very excited about this book because earlier in the year when Renee Ardier's new book came out, The Flame in the Mist, I read it and was so disappointed. I have never disliked an author that I love. I've never disliked their books as much as I like that, and that was also Japanese inspired, and it was just... it was like just skimming the water for detail with no real depth to it. So this has definitely redeemed this little niche genre for me and I'm so excited to read more of the series. Like I literally cannot wait for the sequel to come out. So let's get on to telling you what this book is about. This follows a girl called, actually let's just pause here to say I'm gonna pronounce everything wrong, I'm sure of it. So maybe there's a pronunciation guy in the back? No, there's not. Okay, I apologize in advance, but let's just fire through. The book follows a girl called Yumiko who is a young yokai. A yokai is basically a shapeshifter, if you want to think of it that way. What it means is that she can transform into a fox and back into human form. But the rest of society is very much so prejudiced against yokai and sees them as tricksters, and I feel like their opinion is more that they're not humans that transform into animals, but animals that can transform into humans. They're shunned from society and disliked and really only used by evil guys to do their peasant work. Yumiko was abandoned as a child at the gates of a monastery. This monastery is up in a mountain and I can't remember what the name of the mountain is, and there are a nice little collection of different personalities of monks. The lead monk there raised her to be the greatest, not greatest, like the best person that she could be. And she learns to control her magic, to not be such an idiot with her magic, and not necessarily make the teapot grow legs and run around tormenting people. They make her very level-headed, but she also never goes out into the real world, so Yumiko is an incredibly naive main character. But whilst this could have easily been the downfall of the book, it's not, because it comes off as funny and sweet rather than really annoying and unbelievable. The plot of the story happens when we discover that every 1,000 years the dragon rises and whoever holds the scroll can ask the dragon for a wish, which he will grant. In the past, bad things have happened because evil people have got their hands on the scroll, they have to recite a lot of prayers and wishes and blah blah blah, and then they make bad things happen. And everyone went, no, this can't happen, let's tear apart the scroll. So I believe it got torn into more than 2 pieces, but there are definitely 2 pieces at this part in the story. This temple has been entrusted in protecting one of these pieces. Yumiko doesn't discover this until the eve before an attack happens. A really evil lady who's like a witch with blood magic summoning some real evil demons from Jigoku? something like that. It's like basically help from my understanding. She sends all of these monsters to this temple knowing that there is a piece there. Now Yumiko isn't actually in the temple when this attack initially happens, which means that she's not caught up in all the slaughter, but she does get to her master in time to be given this piece of the scroll and told that she must get to the Silent Winds temple. But in order to get there, because nobody knows where it is, she has to travel to the capital and ask this old monk where it is, and then take it there, and then they'll protect two pieces because they are known to have another piece of the scroll. And Yumiko goes, but wait, and then everybody dies and the challenge begins. Along the way, actually just about as soon as she leaves the temple, having no idea what anything looks like, what anything is, she doesn't even really know what a samurai, okay, she knows what a samurai is, but she's just lacking in her worldly knowledge here, alright? She runs into the demon slayer, Tatsumi. I love Tatsumi. Tatsumi is quickly becoming one of my favourite evil characters you love to hate. Like, the Darkling from the Grisha trilogy is here, and Tatsumi is right here. I kid you not, guys, this is not a book to be missed! Tatsumi is a really, like, handsome character who is possessed by a demon. This is because he has been imbibed with the demon. He has a sword, and the sword, which is called Kashigaru, not that. The sword has a name. Whoever wields the sword gets the demon inside of them as well. Yes, that's correct. So he has to be very reserved, he has no emotions, anything like that, and he is known as just like this pure evil guy who goes slaughtering monsters. That is his purpose. He's from a clan who are the Shadow Clan, I think is actually what they're called, something like that. And yeah, they're not great. So she runs smack bang into him and discovers that he's been sent on a mission by his overlord. He has been sent to this temple to retrieve the scroll, but the demons got there first, and essentially they come to a little agreement where Yumiko does not tell him she has the scroll because she knows he will kill her instantly. She tells him that she knows the scroll has been sent to the Silent Winds temple, but she needs to be accompanied by him to protect her to get to the capital to ask this guy how to get there. And he goes, well, the monk sure ain't gonna talk to a demon slayer, so I'd better take this pretty little girl with me. And that's where everything begins. So we go on this massive journey through the lands, through many like through many different like mythological feeling elements. We discover different demons and monsters and aspects to the story. There are so many characters involved, and we end up with this beautiful little ragtag team of misfits who are on this pilgrimage essentially to retrieve the scroll, or to steal the scroll, or to put the scroll together. Everybody's got their own motives here, and it's like high stakes, guys, real high stakes. I just love this so much. It was absolutely fantastic. The relationship between Yumiko and Tatsumi is so cute, and it's just great because Tatsumi is like never gonna love anyone. You know it, it's never gonna happen, and then you also know that it's totally gonna happen. And Yumiko just misses things like sarcasm. When they meet a Ronin along the way, which is a dishonored samurai, he's super sarcastic. It's like this nice balanced act of parenting between Tatsumi and the Ronin, whose name I'm temporarily forgetting here, as Tatsumi kind of teaches her how to survive without directly doing so, and the Ronin teaches her how to be a nice sarcastic asshole. Kagawa has ticked off all the boxes here. There are other characters, of course, still that we meet along the way, and we do get a couple of different perspectives. It's really interesting. I loved all the layers to the story that Kagawa had going. I loved all the things I learned. I don't know anything about this side of Japanese culture, and it was so exciting to learn about. It was so interesting. It was beautifully done. None of it was boring. This book is about 450 or so pages long, so it was still a breeze to get through. By the time I got to about the 300-page mark, I decided that no, this had to be read and finished now because I simply cannot put it down at in between any of the chapters. This is the coming back step of Kagawa into the YA realm. If you have been looking for a bit of YA fantasy that's something different, that's something interesting and is really bloody well done, this is the book you've been looking for. I think that pretty much summarizes my main feelings about this, so I'm going to keep this nice, short and sweet and leave it there. I highly recommend you go and check out this book. It is out now globally, I believe, so you should be able to go and grab a copy. There are a few other different cover designs which are equally as nice. Cannot recommend it enough. Pretty sure I can guarantee that you're going to love it. If you've read this book, please let me know down in the comments below because I am very interested, but other than that, I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!